Welcome to Pop Cult, where we talk reality TV, celebrity chaos, and pop culture throwbacks.
I almost fell into the toilet and died.
Seriously, I mean, did it just come off the hinges?
Yeah, I was peeing, and as I tried to sit up, I guess I leaned a little bit, and the whole seat just slid off the toilet bowl. And I'm like, oh my
Did you
god.
fall?
No, I was stable at that point, and I caught myself with the door. It was
Okay. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
It could have been really bad, especially if it wasn't me.
I was
And
gonna
if it was one of my grandparents.
Imagine it
But
wasn't you.
I just shoved it back on there.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna leave that in with your permission.
I hope everybody enjoyed that. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome to Pop Cult. We are your hosts. I'm Julia.
And I'm Avery.
And we post 2 episodes every week. Tuesdays are for our reality recaps where we go over the latest reality gossip. And then Thursdays are for our fame files where we revisit defining pop culture throwbacks. Last week we covered Taylor Swift and Scooter Braun. And this week I believe we're doing Brittany Murphy.
That is correct. I just finished editing it. I was actually, one of my friends came and visited me while I was up here at my parents', and she had some good ideas for things that we should do.
Oh, sick. Cool.
I told her if this ever takes off, she's going to be the first person that I hire. She
has
really good ideas.
That and our mothers.
Yes, of course. But yeah, so I'll tell you about those when Julia's going to be at my house with me.
Come to visit
with me on Wednesday. So I'm excited. Given that everything works out, we're going to record a Fame Files episode with our moms. Topic is per their request.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished writing it yesterday, and it's definitely tea.
Beautiful.
So we have a lot of fun ones coming up, I think. What should we start with this week? We had 2 shows that we didn't do. Vanderpump and Salt Lake City, because they were on a break for the holiday.
Yeah. Should we start with our finale?
Oh my god. Yes, of course.
Yeah. The Kardashians episode 10. The last one of the season, which I did not realize when I started watching it. And then at the end when they did the little montage, I was like, oh my god, we just finished a whole season.
I know. It was I always get bummed because I feel like they film so much that I'm like, they could definitely still make a 20 episode show out of this.
What happened to 20 episode seasons? Bring that back.
And I feel like they have the footage. It's not even like the sisters would have to film more.
Kendall and Kylie could step it up a little bit and film some more
100%
content, but other than that,
let's talk about everyone's role this season before we talk about the finale.
Sure.
I feel like everybody was involved in such different levels. I felt like Khloe was the main character of this season.
I agree. Khloe, and then Kim, then Courtney, and then Kylie and Kendall were just kind of there. But that's kind of how they've always been on this show, the new show.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I just think Kylie is so funny. I always she's in scenes.
I just don't understand why she doesn't film more. But
I know. It's really and I think it also begs the question, why does Courtney act like she has a gun to her head to film this show?
Yeah, because obviously she can drop out a little bit. Because the other sisters do. And we saw Kendall, twice in some dumbass yoga scene, and when she rode a horse to their old house. Did we see her other than that?
She's just in case you guys forgot I was a horse girl, let me take this moment to remind you. I mean, the huge thing that happened this episode was this conversation with Khloe and Courtney, which I knew that they were going to have.
Oh my god, it was such the world's longest conversation.
Truly, but I honestly could have sat there and listened to 20 minutes of that conversation.
Me too. I don't truly feel like anything was resolved, but I do have to remind myself that they are siblings, so everything was going to be okay regardless. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, yes, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think that they would ever cut each other off, but I mean, let me just say,
blocking a phone number is crazy.
Crazy. And then she was like, I've literally only blocked 2 people.
Crazy ex-boyfriends and you. That's what? That's an insult. That's so mean to say.
I think, can we address the fact that she blocked Khloe and then continued to send messages about her in a group chat that she was in, and she saw the rage text?
Also, when your whole thing is to stop the negativity and stop talking shit and then that's what you immediately do. Like, your whole complaint was that people are talking bad about you as soon as you leave somewhere. So then why are you doing it? Like, what the golden rule is. Treat others
the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, exactly. So that didn't make any sense to me.
That's such a good point, because to me it goes to show that Kourtney has really not changed in the ways that she thinks she has. Like, she thinks that since she's been with Travis, she lives this like zen lifestyle that's like she's literally, as Khloe would do, for the listener, I'm like,
she's doing the rock and roll,
because that's what Khloe was doing all this season. It was cracking me up. But, like, I think what was getting on my nerves is, like, it's always you're being hard on me and never her reflecting on why they're responding the way that they do. She knows Khloe well enough to know that Khloe's not just going to pick on her for no reason for actual serious things. If Khloe is bringing something to you or acting a certain way, like, best believe she's justified.
And I will also, like, how Khloe sees it, which is what Kourtney is not really understanding, is that as soon as Kourtney has obtained this new family, she has decided to no longer associate with her old family, and that's how Khloe feels. Well, that might not be how Kourtney thinks she's doing things. That doesn't negate that's how Khloe feels, and the rest of her family, mind you.
Yeah. And I think I will say, in Kourtney's defense, there were two things that she said in that conversation that I felt like I could see her side of it. The majority of it, I was like, this is a product of your behavior. Like, the reason that Khloe is reacting this way is because of things that you've done and said. So, like, I didn't feel bad. I would say 90% of the conversation, I was like, immediately no. But the two things that she said, the first one was when she said, I felt like when Travis and I started dating, nobody was supportive.
Because they always supported Scott. I agree with what you're about to say.
I can understand like how that's frustrating, but I also think that it's absurd for her to think that her family grew up having Scott as basically like an older brother, Khloe, case in point, because she was young when she's so much younger than Kourtney. And so for me, I'm like, it's absurd that she thinks that they're just going to cut Scott off. I know Scott was an absolute horrible human being for a lot of their relationship. Towards the end, when he was like really trying to marry Kourtney, he kind of turned it around a little bit. So does that negate everything else that he did? No. But I can see why they were more inclined to like keep him in the family, because like at that point it's like they've forgiven him. And it's just like, I feel like her only thing is like, well, I wanted you guys to like stop interacting with Scott, but it's like Scott's also the father of your children.
Yeah.
So they're not ever going to cut him out. He's also being a better sibling to your sisters than you are. So that was number one. Number two, she's made a comment at one point, like when she was talking about, which this actually begged another question, but I'll save that because I want to know what you think about it. She was talking about the scene where Khloe and Malika were cooking, and then Kourtney calls her and tells her about the TV, and they were like they didn't even really say anything that bad. Maybe they cut stuff and Kourtney saw more. I don't really know.
She probably did see more.
Yeah, but she's like, I'm an older sister. Like, that's what I'm going to do. Like, if I see something that I feel like you guys might want to know, like, I'm your older sister. I'm going to call you. She was like sharing
information, but if you hear the phone calls, she sounds condescending saying it.
I know. And that's the thing where I feel like now it's like, which I understand, everybody does this, but that's her trying to like make herself feel better about the way that she's been acting. Because it's so obvious to anyone, and she knows what she was doing. She's not stupid. So those are like my two things that I understood, but most of it I was like, she's been doing this all season, and more than one person has brought it up to her.
Because she's saying in her little confessional, she's like, people say my tone comes off really mean, and I'm like, and she's like, I don't mean it that way, and I'm like, but you know what your tone sounds like, you know how you sound like, you can change that. I don't.
And you also know what lens you're coming at people with this information with.
Like, words have meaning, homegirl. You of all people should know that.
It's just like, stop acting like you're just this innocent little party in all of this. And then when she's like, she just wants to take down my beautiful life because she's a miserable lady.
What?
Khloe is not miserable.
No.
And what a horrible thing to say about your sister.
She has 2 beautiful children. Like, fuck off? I don't know what to say.
Yeah, the other thing that was really pissing me off was when, and then we can move on because other things did happen in this episode, but when she was like, I have 7 kids now. No, you don't.
Most of them are very grown up.
Mason, as far as we know, is pretty much exclusively with Scott.
Living with Scott.
Yeah.
She is.
So that was insane.
Travis
Barker has 3 children. and then one with Courtney. So he has 4 children, and then Courtney has 3 with Scott.
Okay.
Mason, Penelope, and Rain.
I was gonna say Royal. That's so funny. I knew I was gonna get there.
Close enough. The other big thing that happened was, of course,
no, it's making me so sad.
That was actually really sad watching her.
It was so sad. Kim failed the bar exam. But I think that's a very common thing to happen. I don't know many lawyers, but it's just according to all the professors that she was talking to, that's like normal. Yeah, and I think it's like we've all been there. I mean, not that we've all taken the bar, but like we've all been there where we've been preparing for a test, and then like it's just like sometimes you literally do not have the time to study everything, and you just hope to God that the stuff that you didn't study isn't on the test. And unfortunately, it sounds like that's what happened to her. The AP exams and the SATs and the ACTs, you always have to prioritize something. Yes. You can't study everything. Like, that's not possible. I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually was thinking, I remember when I was in high school taking AP exams, and our professors would tell us, like, we've heard through the grapevine that these are the things that are going to be on, like, the short answer questions. Yeah, and they'll get, like, you get a percentage of what the topics for each of, like, the multiple choice questions for, like, what the topics, like, this topic will show up this percentage amount of time. So, like, they know sort of kind of what's going on. So the people who are helping her study are like, these are most likely going to be asked over these. But that's always, like, that it can always be wrong. Exactly. But it's just a matter of being as prepared as you can be. Yeah, sometimes you just have to take the chance. Yeah. It was so sweet, though, watching her son hug her. Saint was there with her. I know. I feel like we never see him. I know. He was the one with the whoopee cushion a couple episodes ago. I think it was Saint, right? Maybe it was Psalm. No, but Psalm's the one that did the Angry Birds thing. So it must have been Saint, yeah. All I'm saying is that I need Khloe as my personal life coach. Because the way she was hyping Kim up after she failed that exam, I was like, she's just like the best sister. Like, I wish Khloe was my sister. Kim is, I see a lot of myself in Kim in the sense that she was like immediately game planning for the next bar as soon as she failed this one. Because that's exactly like my type of personality. As soon as something like disastrous happens, I'm always like thinking like next steps. Like, yeah, I always have a contingency. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, okay, so we did hear that Khloe and Scott are going to be producing a new show on Hulu called Calabasas Behind the Gates. Yeah, this was the first we've ever heard of that, right? I know, and that's why they were at that Hulu event where the Mormon Wives that makes a lot of sense them, now. Which we did see again. Which, of course, we had to see again. Because one thing about the Mormon Wives is that they cannot read a room. No. But I think we should definitely watch Calabasas. I think we should definitely cover Calabasas Behind the Gates. I'm watching that. The way he described it, I said, that's my kind of show. Absolutely. I want to see behind the gated community. Anyways, very sad that this season is over. I know. And we can't wait for the next one. Give us more episodes, Hulu. Literally. Kardashian family. Please, we're begging you. You know who else is from Calabasas? Is Brie Tiesi from Selling Sunset. Does she actively live in Calabasas? I think she does. I didn't know that. I think she does. I know she lives really far away from the Oppenheim Group office, which I think is in maybe like West Hollywood. Okay. I think she has mentioned her long commute before. I just feel like this show, it was so obvious to me watching this season the first time and now rewatching it that it's going to end after this season. It's just going downhill. Everybody wants to leave. Everybody wants to move. Nobody likes each other. Nobody likes each other. Man, I had to see Nicole's face on my screen again. Oh my god, what did you think about that? Were you expecting that? No, it threw me for a loop. Okay, I was not impressed. I was unhappy. I was hoping to never see her again. Of course, we learned that she didn't actually get fired. She's still working for the Oppenheim Group just from home. So basically, nothing of what Jason and Brett said really mattered because she didn't get fired. That made me angry. So, she just got the excuse of not having to be on the show anymore, which is probably what she wanted all along. Yeah, but honestly, I'm sure she was making so much money from the show that I think that's why she didn't leave sooner. That's fair. Anyway, she's moving to Nashville. Good riddance. Have fun there. I don't know how your licenses work. I don't know if she has to re-license in a new state. She probably will. All right. It's actually funny. I could totally see her in Nashville. Really? Nashville has that same kind of
fake bleach blonde, lots of plastic surgery, fake tan vibe to it.
Yeah, well, now I don't want to move to
Nicole
Nashville
loves.
just because she's moving there. I can't risk running into her.
You know what? I bet you she won't even live in Nashville. She'll probably live
No.
like outside the city.
Yeah, she'll probably live outside.
But yeah, that was kind of crazy. It was also just uncomfortable watching that conversation with Mary. Like clearly Mary is still like just like unhappy. Clearly with
Mary
the way
was
that Nicole
forced.
acted.
Mary was forced to do that.
She was like a lamb to the slaughter. We will see. I will spoiler alert, but you will see Nicole in the reunion.
Great.
Yeah, 100%.
Really exciting.
You know what I think is interesting about this though? It's like I'm seeing like major parallels with the dynamics between Chrishell and Nicole and Mary and Chelsea.
Chrishell and Nicole, Mary and Chelsea. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Like I feel like it's to the point where like neither party can either be in a room with each other anymore.
I'm gonna be so for real. I still don't really know what Chelsea did wrong in the flower sense. Other stuff
Yeah.
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about the flower sending. But also I don't know what happened behind the scenes. And I understand that Mary's very skeptical and she has every right to be, but I'm just like a little bit confused why it's being taken so seriously. But I guess because they didn't have any other drama to focus on. So
I know. I mean, I really just think she's just so pissed because she feels like Chelsea's gesture was performative.
Yeah, that's her prerogative, I guess. She just really didn't need to bring it up at that time.
I know. And like I do see what she's saying. I'm curious what you think about this because I was like giggling at the beginning. I think it was the beginning of the episode when Mary's like, I'm not here for Chelsea's struggling single mom act. Like,
oh my god, she goes, talk to me and Amanda. I was like, oh, damn. I mean, like she kind of called her out for that because it's not like Chelsea is struggling with money in any way. Right. Probably like they were.
And even if Chelsea is less wealthy than she used to be before her divorce, she's not struggling. She still is doing wildly better than the majority of the people in this entire country. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to feel bad for you about the money aspect. I feel bad for you because your family broke up. Like that's obviously
I feel bad for you because you're parenting your children all by yourself.
Of course. And like technically we don't even know if that's the case. It certainly seems like that's what she's trying to make it seem like. Another feud that I just still feel like I will never understand, and it just makes, I love Emma, but it just makes me feel like she's such a follower, is why does she hate Brie so much?
Oh, like, Emma and Brie.
Yeah, like,
is it because Brie and Chelsea aren't good?
Yeah, like I know that it stems from the fact that she thinks that Brie set up that woman. I think her name was like, maybe it was Amanda. Last season she like set up that. Emma thinks that Brie brought that woman in on purpose to spill the tea about Chelsea's divorce before Brie went to Chelsea about it.
But it has since come out that Brie told Chelsea off camera before any of that ever happened.
I know. And like, I don't know if they're mad because she still did the scene, but like they should all know that like there's only so much control that they have over not filming certain things.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I agree. I do think she's just like gonna follow along to whatever. Other than like the Nicole 100%. Situation, that was like totally different.
100%. It's just weird because it's like, so we see Brie obviously invite all the women to her Valentine's Day, which I thought was actually a nice gesture. Like
I did too, and then all of them fucking said no, and I was like, you bitches, like don't say no right then and there at least, and RSVP no like a civilized human.
Exactly. And also I'm pretty sure this is like the only thing all season that, well, besides Amanda's Friendsgiving, this is the only other thing all season that like one of the women has invited everyone else to, you know?
I didn't think anything bad about it. Like I was like, just go.
Other than that, it's just been like duos or trios or like maybe 4 people because Alana's there, but like whatever.
Yeah. Who? Because I don't know who that is unless
no, literally.
She's never on my screen. But and then we have that weird Chelsea and the new girl spat. It like felt really forced. Like they're showing that house at the, what is her name? The new girl?
Sandra.
They're showing the Sandra and Chelsea are like showing this house, like looking through this house at the beach. I don't even remember like who brought up what about Brie's Valentine's. And eventually Chelsea just tells Sandra to like back off and it's none of her business.
Yeah.
When all Sandra said was like, she thought it was a nice gesture.
I know. And Chelsea's like, you don't know anything about the situation. You really shouldn't be speaking on it. Sandra's like,
I thought that was a
okay,
little crazy.
understood.
She's like, yeah, I'm scared. I would be scared too.
No, seriously. It's also just like, Chelsea just like does not do herself any favors. She could have just said to Sandra, I totally understand what you're saying. And if I came in from an outsider's perspective, I would also think that it's a nice gesture.
Yeah.
But there's so much that has happened. I would be happy to sit down with you and tell you about it. But like, this is just not the place.
Yeah. Instead of saying it's none of your business, don't ask. Okay, then don't talk about it.
No, literally. And also, like, just be like, okay, heard. I understand what you're trying to say, and move on. I don't know. There's also there's a really weird conversation with Sandra and Chriselle in the season finale. It will be the episode that we cover next week. So prepare yourself for that. Sandra keeps sticking her foot in her mouth.
Oh my god, and then Chris Appleton is in this episode, which I just find so funny because he's in like so many of the Kardashian episodes.
I know. I didn't know he had a daughter, did you?
I had no idea he had a daughter. And she's grown. So when did he have that?
Yeah, well, that makes me wonder like so much about him, and now I'm thinking that we should do an episode on him for our once we start doing like some more celebrity deep dives.
I agree, because I was like, who is her mother? Do you know who Chris Appleton's daughter's mother is? And can you come share it? That's to my mom. She's in the other room.
Love. How could you do this to me? Question mark.
How could you do this to me? Hold on, she came running.
You literally looked so scared.
Do you want me to tell you? So Chris Appleton used to be married to Gwyneth Paltrow.
What? That's his...
Wait, Chris Appleton is the singer, right?
No, the Kim's hairdresser, the gay.
Oh yeah, he was married to Lucas from.
No, but who's the daughter?
Oh, Chris Appleton doesn't have a daughter.
Wait, what? Who is this man's name?
Sorry, I thought you were talking
about.
No,
Chris Appleton is a different person.
Chris Appleton, the hairdresser, was married to Lucas Gage.
Yes, but he has a grown daughter.
I don't know that. No, that's news to me. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Chris. Who's the singer Chris that was married to Gwyneth Paltrow?
No.
The singer,
wait.
Imagine Coldplay singer.
Chris Stapleton.
Coldplay singer. The lead singer from Coldplay.
Who was?
He was married to Gwyneth Paltrow. Chris
Martin.
Martin?
Chris Martin. Sorry, that's who I thought y'all said. Chris Appleton, the hairdresser that was married to Lucas Gage for 2 seconds. They had that big wedding with, on the Kardashians.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had any kids.
Yeah, he was just on Selling Sunset.
With a daughter?
With a daughter. Grown.
Well, I mean, he's like my age.
Yeah.
So he would have grown kids, but...
It looks like his ex-wife, or baby mama at least, was a fellow hairstylist. And they actually have 2 kids.
Glad I could contribute nothing. Sorry.
Little brief cameo. But yeah, that was kind of an interesting conversation between... I'm just curious how it's going to net out with Chriselle and G. Because Chriselle is like 45 and G is like 25. So
G's 25?
30 max. But I remember when they started dating, G was 25.
I did not realize that they were that young.
Yes.
That's coming as shocking news to me. I have to take that in for a second.
Very young.
Speaking of something that I didn't want to see on my screen, like Nicole, I did not want to see poop in the motherfucking shower.
That was so insane. What in the actual world was that guest thinking?
Vile. There is no excuse for that.
No.
And how do you then go to dinner and eat without like acting normal?
No, literally. It makes me think that whoever did it, which I think that it was Joaquin.
Is he the guy who slept in until noon the next day?
I think so, maybe.
Like the one who came up and he's like, I didn't realize it was so late in the day. I thought it was the morning.
I think that was maybe him. He's just been like really chaotic, and also the cameras kept cutting to him whenever the staff would be voicing over the poop incident.
I got to the one girl the next morning. She's like, I can't stop having diarrhea. So I'm like, is it you?
Oh my god! But it would have just gone straight down the drain if it had been her.
If it had been diarrhea.
Which that honestly would have been better. But okay, this is my question: is there anything that will get a guest kicked off of a charter? Because in my opinion, this would be one of them.
If they violate a safety rule.
What about a sanitation rule?
I don't know about sanitation rule. I know that Sandy has taken guests back to port because I'd have to remember. They were doing something that was like unsafe. I don't remember if it was something to do with drinking or some kind of drug, or if they got into the water when they shouldn't have. I don't remember the circumstances. I'd have to look it up. But like safety, Sandy doesn't mess with.
She will
put them off of the boat.
I feel like
that's literally a biohazard. I would have gone and brought it up at dinner. I'd have been like, hey guys, no judgment. I'm gonna leave the room after I say this, and someone's gonna go deal with this. But whoever has pooped in the shower needs to go remove it themselves, as it is a human biohazard.
Literally,
we cannot safely touch this and then serve you dinner. Somebody has to go remove it.
That part, because I can't believe that they did that, and
they were then serving dinner after.
Like, I don't care if she was wearing gloves. Bacteria is invisible when it spreads.
Like, I was disgusted.
So it's funny because for the listener, I've been having a career crisis, and I told Julia the other day that I want to go work on a cruise ship, and she was like, I don't think that's going to be the job for you, and this incident is definitely not helping.
Listen. I don't know if I've discussed my career, but I pick up a lot of feces every single day.
Not human.
Not human. And, like, here's my thing. Not saying this has ever happened to me. If for some reason I pooped in the shower, I would just pick it up. Like, not with my hands. Like, get some toilet paper.
Right.
And put it in the toilet and flush it.
That's what makes me wonder, like, because I would never be able to move through the world knowing that somebody knew that I did that.
No, yeah.
So that's what makes me wonder if whoever did it was so drunk that they blacked out and they don't remember.
So do you think this was something that they were like, they're showering, they're washing themselves, and they're just like shitting while they do that? Or do you think they literally squatted down and pooped in the shower thinking it was the toilet?
I think it was more likely it's that one, that they thought it was the toilet, or they were just so drunk that they were like, oh, it's fine, I'll just poop in the shower because I don't want to have to get out of the shower and poop like while I'm dripping wet on the toilet.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Insane thought process. That's why I can only imagine that there had to be substances involved heavily.
I agree. I never ever want to be that incoherent.
Oh my god, no.
Ever.
I mean,
I don't see any appeal to that.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like the craziest thing that one of us has done.
Like, what do you even mean?
I'm like ordered Taco Bell. Like, I don't know.
I one time I ordered DoorDash, but then fell asleep before the DoorDasher got here, so then it was cold in the morning sitting on my front porch.
Of course, yeah, happens to the
One
best
time
of
I
us.
slept next to my toilet because I was a throw-up hazard, okay? And I knew that I needed to throw up into the toilet.
Yeah.
So I just slept next to it.
And that's like respectful by all accounts.
One time I fell and somebody had to pick me up.
Of course.
Like,
I fall sober, you know? I fell in a restaurant the other day. I mean,
all the way to the ground, or like catching yourself midair?
No, I fell to the ground.
Oh my god.
And I have a big bruise. I'll show it to you on Wednesday. The other thing that I thought was insane this episode was Gail coming aboard and Kizzy's immediate reaction being, ugh, Gail's here.
Ew. Kizzy.
Does she hate all women? Like,
I'm so done with her. The only time I sympathized was when she found the poop. Other than that, I hated her the whole episode.
Honestly, I'm glad it wasn't Kathy that had to do that, though. But, like, my thing with Kizzy is, like, is there not a single woman aboard that she wants to be friends with?
Oh.
Like, why does she talk about all of them so horribly?
And then she's texting V, like, hugs.
Oh my god, okay, we have to talk about this.
So, obviously, Kizzy and Joe, right? Yeah.
Yes.
There's so many J ones, I'm, like, getting confused. Kizzy and Joe kissed in the last episode. V does not know yet because she's still sick and she's off the boat, hence why Gail is here, which is Gail's first episode, which we'll get to. Neither party has told V.
Mm-hmm.
And Gail finds out immediately. She gets all the tea, like, right away, and I'm like, respect.
Yes.
I'm just like, why are we waiting until V? If Joe doesn't think that it's a big deal, so why doesn't V know yet?
I know. Like, almost if I were V, I really would, like, have preferred for somebody to text me about it so that I could, like, deal with my response while I'm still in the hotel room.
While I'm not there, because you don't want to be around me when that happens.
No, absolutely not. I also just, like, I mean, you have to fill me in on this, but I thought that Gail clocking Joe was so funny. Like, she
hated Joe last
Gail really doesn't like me. She really did not approve of my behavior last night. I'm like, thank God someone has some sense around here.
No, she just thinks he's a little snake.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And you can tell he gets nervous around here.
Mm-hmm.
He's, like, visibly nervous.
She's not playing.
No, and she's gonna... If no one tells V, she's gonna tell V. Because I'm not sure that Aisha knows.
I think she does.
You think so?
Wait, actually, maybe she doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe just Nathan knows.
I think Joe knows. No, not Joe. Sorry, I think Josh knows.
Oh, yeah, I think you're probably right.
And then they told Max in this episode. So I'm not sure that Aisha knows.
I think you might be right. Oh my god, she's gonna be so mad at him.
She would have made her pick up that poop.
100%. She would have been like, I'm not doing this for you. He is like the most annoying type of person because
Who, Joe?
he tries to act, yes, because he tries to act like he makes these terrible decisions, but like it wasn't him. Like something took over his body and like,
oh my
made
god,
him do
he
the
was
bad thing.
possessed in that moment, and he had
Like,
to
it's
do what
so
he did,
crazy.
or else something bad would have happened.
Right.
Like when you step on a crack and you break your mother's back. Like he's just like insanely superstitious.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, I have never had to suffer a consequence of my own action because every time I do something bad, it's not my fault.
It's excusable.
It's crazy behavior.
Did you clock Nathan crying when Gail got to the boat?
No.
Like they were hugging and he like wiped away tears. He was like so excited to see her.
Oh my god. I mean, obviously we know what happens with him, like we all, because you know this show is filmed months ago, but it's interesting to me like how they're gonna resolve this storyline with him and Gail because of the fact that like once
she does
V
not
comes
trust
back,
him right now.
and also once V comes
he
back,
has to go.
like there's no need for her.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. What did you think about Nathan switching the shifts? Is that like an okay thing to do, or like,
no?
Could Captain?
That is such an abuse of power.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he can't do it, but it is an abuse of power. And
100%.
Max was like, the freak. Because Nathan even says it in his confessional. He's like, yeah, I tampered with the shifts. Because I only have so much time with Gail.
I 100%
Which, like, fair. It's a TV show.
I can't do an Irish accent.
It's a TV show, so, like, fair. Like, certain things you can get away with, whatever. But on a regular yacht, that, like, never would have flown.
If I had to guess, production probably switched the shifts.
They probably told him to, yeah.
Nathan. Yeah, that was probably, so I'll forgive him for that. And then, the end of this episode, poor Kathy.
God, no, I had tears in my eyes.
I know. I mean, genuinely anyone's worst nightmare is to get a phone call like that.
Yes.
So it sounds like it was like a stepdad kind of figure.
It was essentially her father figure.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, poor thing. This does make me wonder if
here's the thing. If Kathy leaves, they put V back on as a stew, and Gail gets to stay.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
This feels calculated to me.
I know, and like obviously it's clearly not, but like that's what I feel like it's gonna happen.
Interesting timing for that.
I know, but genuinely, just like how awful. Like I feel
it's horrible.
Bad for Kathy, and she just seems like such a gem of a person that like
she does.
That made me really sad. So I'm honestly, I guess tonight's episode for the listener, we're filming this on Monday, so I guess I'm definitely gonna be watching that episode first thing tomorrow.
Yeah. So sad. Speaking of family members, Taylor Swift's Eras Tour documentary, her 5th episode focuses entirely on her grandmother, Marjorie.
I wasn't expecting that.
I'll be honest. Call me not a real Swiftie. I did not know that was her grandmother's voice in the Marjorie song.
Me neither.
I had no idea. So I thought that was really sweet to learn. I love like finding things out like that. Like I think that's always like so fun. Not fun, but like it's just like a really cool way to honor your family member, I think.
Oh, I totally agree. I think also I didn't realize, like I have always kind of wondered where her musical talent came from because obviously
I had no idea her grandmother was any kind of opera singer or anything like that.
Me neither. So I felt like that was interesting to learn about because I've always wondered that. I'm like, she's so talented, but like
where does that come
from? At least neither of her parents seem to be musicians. I'm like, where does this come from? Yeah, that was really lovely, and I don't know how she got through singing that song every night. Yeah.
But like, I guess at a certain point you think of it more as like an honoring thing and not like a emotional thing, and that's probably how she ended up getting through it. But I wanted to ask you this. So like, you know, like the concept of like fan projects, which is what the friendship bracelet stemmed from.
Yeah.
So I think at one of the shows one night, they all printed out a picture of her grandmother's face. and showed it to her and held it up during her singing the Marjorie song. Do you not think that's a little bit weird and disrespectful?
It's a little parasocial.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like that. I'm gonna Google that.
I was like that. I don't know what night it was, but if I was singing already an emotional song in front of 80,000 people, and I looked down, and some weird person I don't know is holding up a photo of my dead grandmother, I would be a little uncomfortable with that.
Oh my god, okay. Yes, I totally agree with you. That's really bizarre. Okay, it looks like it happened in Nashville. It was called Project Marjorie. This is really weird and I don't like it at all.
Like, it's one thing because she mentions in that episode they hadn't done any light cues on the bracelets and the fans had started putting up their flashlights. I think that's very normal. I think that's very sweet. I don't see any issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Where I find issue is that you printed out a picture of a person that you don't know who is dead.
Google AI overview does say that she was moved to tears, but I find this really odd. And there's also a Reddit thread called Project Marjorie is too far, ...
I just think that's a little much. I don't think they had any bad intentions. I just think that probably all 4 of their grandparents are alive. And now that's all I'll say.
No,
that's all I'll say on that.
Nobody's ever experienced a death in the family. Because that's really... Imagine, Julia, imagine I show up to, like, I don't even know, like your college graduation or something, and I'm just, like, holding a picture.
You have a fat head of grandmommy? My god.
This is mine and Julia's morbid side coming out, but, like, what? That's literally who thought of that idea? Who thought of that? This is the crazy thing to me. Who thought of that idea, number one? Number two, how did it get sent out? How did it get that many people? And nobody was like,
maybe not, guys.
This is maybe creepy. That's so strange.
I wrote that down because I just had to bring it up.
No, I'm glad you did. I've literally never heard of that before.
Oh my god.
That's so funny, dude.
Well, we saw a lot of her and, like, Gracie making the song Us, and then also doing a couple of surprise songs on her last couple of shows.
Yeah.
Together. So I love seeing how Taylor's mind works in the sense of that she's putting all of these bridges of all of these songs together that she's written, like, over the entire course of her life, and they just blend together perfectly.
It really
and, like,
is
that
so
was
fascinating.
never her intention. It just works, and, like, I love seeing stuff like that. I believe it's in these 2 episodes where she puts in a shot of her, like, tripping over her own foot, and I was like, is she just trying to show us that she's human too?
That she messes up every now, like, once in a blue moon.
Oh, that made me laugh. And it's, like, a lot of her comforting, like, her dancers and stuff for the end of something so, like, monumental in your lives. It's a lot of that. And she's like, no, guys, this isn't sad. This is, like, a celebration of all the hard work, as this last one.
I can't imagine being her in that last show and doing every one of those, like, very intricate things for the last time. Like, getting into her little, like, broom closet.
Yeah.
And, like, sitting there waiting for, like, the last huddle. Like, I can't imagine doing all those things.
I would be crying at every one, and she's just, like, as happy as can be. Like, I'm sure she was excited for the break, but, like, that's just such an ending to something that you will never, ever do again.
I know. It's crazy.
And, like, not only that, like, just goes without how the entertainment industry works. All those people essentially, like, lost their jobs on that day. Because your job ends. Like, that's just how, like, that's how this industry works. Like, no job is permanent and forever. So, like, I'm, like, not that they all got their bonuses and they've all been paid very well, but, like, there's probably some uncertainty with, like, the next thing. Like, what if I can't make some of this money last for long enough, you know? So there's probably, like, some, like, worry from her crew members as well, and I can see that playing a factor.
Absolutely. And, you know, they've all had consistent work for the last 3 years.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. So they're like, well, I don't know what to do now.
That's a really good point. It kind of makes me I mean, I would assume that being on a tour like this would make you that much more valuable.
Yeah, I agree. Because imagine having that on your resume.
I know.
Imagine listing Taylor Swift as your reference.
Eras tour dancer is crazy.
Do you think anyone has ever asked Taylor to be, like, a personal reference for them?
Probably.
Like, can you imagine, like, they're like, send me a list of 3 professional references, and it says Taylor Swift, phone number and email.
Taylor,
and it's, like,
Swift.
Actually Taylor Swift, not someone named Taylor Swift. Not that they would ever give out her phone number, but like maybe it's like a publicist of Taylor.
I just can't imagine like all of them have her phone number. That's what's crazy to me to think about.
Do you really think so?
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know. I just feel like her phone is like a little flip phone that like only has one number. I saw that she has an iPhone in the thing, but I'm like, the concept of texting Taylor Swift is just a little much for me. So I'm just like really perplexed by like anybody having her phone number. Because I can't imagine her just being a little contact in my phone with like a blue bubble.
Oh, totally. But she also has so many girlfriends. Like, that they text back and forth and they're like, corner store tonight? Let's go.
What do you think the names of her like group chats are?
Oh my god. That's the thing. It's kind of like on the same level as the Kardashians, but we all know that they have so many group chats with each other.
Yeah.
It's like, we know they're...
OG's positive chat.
OG's positive chat. Do you think this is something that's actually funny? We're switching it up here, but do you think that the chat has chat on the end, or do you think that Khloe's just saying like?
I think it has the word chat.
Positive.
I think it has that.
The chat has chat.
That is a millennial thing to do. Yeah.
You're right. That is a millennial thing to do.
Like the Facebook.
I mean, yeah, it's fun. Speaking of millennials, I just feel like I always clock Taylor Swift's millennial tendencies. It's just funny. Like sometimes the things I love her so much, but sometimes the things that she says are so millennial cringe. It's just hilarious to witness sometimes. I mean, the entire song Vigilante Shit is like the most millennial song that's ever been written.
I love that song.
It is a great song. But like even just like draw a cat eye sharp enough to kill a man, like nobody in Gen Z's wearing a cat eye, But that's just a very niche reference that I just threw in there for fun. I'm sad it's over. I'll definitely be watching it again.
I watched the whole re-release of the tour movie to see the new set because I had never seen the Torture Post Department set before. And I really
did the same
it.
thing.
Yeah,
I did the same thing, but I will say I'm not sad that I didn't get to see that in concert. Like I was, really? I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I got the full Folklore and Evermore set because those are my two favorite albums of hers.
Oh my god, that's an insane thing to say.
I love those albums.
So many people do, but they are not my favorite. Actually, I think Folklore probably is like one of my tops. It definitely was not though when I went to the Air Store, but Evermore is still not my jam.
Fair.
Some songs on it are, but also like I hate the Red album. And that's like a lot of people's favorite.
That is an insane thing to say, but I'm also not the world's largest fan of Speak Now.
I mean, hate is a strong word, but like a lot of the songs on Red are skips for me.
But Red is a no skip album, except for Ronin, but that's for like other reasons.
Mine is like 22, like I can't stand that song anymore.
That's very fair.
It's funny that you say that you watched that again because the other night my friend was here and we were like holding my baby nephew while my mom was giving the older one a bath, and she was
Did
like,
I
just need you guys to watch the baby, and we showed him the Air Store.
Did he like it?
He was so into it. We didn't even get through Lover. Like we didn't even get through that section of it because then my mom was like, you need to put on kid shows, and I was like, argh.
Hello? Taylor is perfect for kids. It's a new thing every 15 seconds.
He was enthralled.
Okay, we're gonna put it on again when I come because he needs to finish at least the Lover set.
We can try. We can definitely try. He's very even-tempered. Like he just sits there and just doesn't really do anything. He never cries, so he liked it. Some people that we know that do cry all the time are the Mormon Wives, and this was a very dramatic episode.
This was a jam-packed episode.
I don't even know where to start.
So much happened. I don't know. We'll start with so we didn't see any of Demi, thank God, but we do see Whitney.
Thank God.
We see Whitney for in the worst outfit I've ever seen. Not flattering on her at all, and I think she's beautiful. I don't know what she was wearing.
Her hair was insane.
Her hair was diabolical. Like just because this is a stagecoach does not mean you need to wear pigtails when your hair is that thin.
Right,
I'm sorry.
100%. And honestly, you know what's funny? I remember when the season first came out, obviously they dropped all the episodes at once, and Mark texted her about it. He was like, I've tried to defend you, but those braids are indefensible.
No, they were horrible.
And then she did wear the braids to work the next day. It was to Dancing with the Stars rehearsal. That was funny.
So everybody's mad at her right now because she reposted Demi's story that was basically bashing all of Mom Talk. And my thing with Whitney is she can't take ownership for anything in this scenario. So like she's just trying to like shoot back at Taylor when Taylor's trying to have a conversation with her. But I feel like Whitney wasn't even like apologizing because I don't think she really understood maybe what Demi was like saying. I don't know. It was very confusing to me.
I actually totally agree with you. I don't think she realized what the issue was. And I don't even think it was one of those things where it was like, I'm just pretending not to. I literally do not. And I agree with her. I feel like her reposting that was not bad. She did not name anyone specifically. And if you were going to sit here and put yourself and link yourself to what she said, then maybe that's a you problem.
They were just getting defensive immediately.
Yeah.
And like, not to say that Demi's intention probably was to bash them. So they're probably not wrong in their thought process.
Of course.
But like nobody's talking to anybody, so how are you supposed to know at all?
And also, if it were the other way around and you guys said something about Whitney, all of you would have reposted it. I don't, it's like, once again, I just feel like Whitney is falling on the sword for something that is not her fault. And I totally understand why, like, when she's literally like, so, okay, you don't want me here? That's fine. I'll film my content and I'll leave. I'm not going to sit here and defend myself to you anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand. And this is why I think Taylor has been getting on my nerves so much this season, is because she's continuing to me to act like she is the governor of morality. And I'm like, Taylor, actually, it is your fault that people started speculating that all of Mom Talk was involved in your swinging scandal, because you're the one that broke it on the internet. You're the one that came out and said, so you can't even compare these situations, and going back and forth comparing who did what that was worse is literally doing nothing for anyone, and it's only going to push Whitney to Demi's side more and more. So if you guys want to continue getting mad at her for these things, that's fine, but just know that she's not going to stop doing them. In fact, if you were civil about it and didn't hide away in your rooms like children because you felt unsafe being around her, then
she's not a threat, guys.
Like, what are you doing? She's literally not even, she is not even staying at the house with you guys.
She has
the brand
pigtails
thinks
on.
she is. And clearly the brand thought that she was staying at that house. That's why she had to go and film content there.
Yeah. I wonder what the brand thought of that when they watched the episode.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, what else do you guys want her to do? I'm such a Whitney apologist. I know I do it every single episode, but I just feel like she is taking the blame for everything. And it's like, they're not understanding why she's no longer appearing remorseful. They think that she's just like a cold-hearted person and like doesn't care, but it's because it's every single time she's with them, they're blaming her for something.
Yeah. Well, and then we have Taylor and Dakota. I have no words for that. I understand she's feeling lonely. I guess somebody in her family was diagnosed with cancer. I'm not really sure how that coincides with you sleeping with Dakota, but that was her excuse. And I just feel bad for the both of them because they're just so toxic for one another, but they can't seem to figure out how to not be around one another. But I'm also like, Dakota, you have no place here. I don't understand how you're in dad talk because you're not a husband. So please, go away.
Exit stage left.
Why am I watching a show about women, literally called Mormon Wives, and I have to see men more than I see women? That's what's pissing me off.
That's such a great question. You're going to be so annoyed when we cover the reunion because that's exactly what happened.
I felt like the husbands got too much screen time. I was like, go away. I don't want to see you.
I totally agree, and I definitely want to talk about Jason, Michaela, and
oh,
Jesse
yes,
Jordan.
we can get to that.
But I think I agree with everything that you're saying, but only there's one thing that I don't agree with. I don't feel bad for Taylor at all when she is making these terrible decisions to once again sleep with Dakota. I don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for her if she's had a loss in the family. Absolutely. That's not even a discussion. My point is, I just don't feel bad for her. She is a grown woman. She is in her 30s, and she is continually making self-destructive decisions with this man, and I do not feel bad. I am over the, like, we should put Taylor Frankie Paul on a pedestal because she's the only one that's ever actually been transparent about her life, blah, 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 blah. Being transparent about your life does not
It's very different than, like, growing. Yeah.
Reckless decisions that you know are reckless. It's not funny. It's not funny to watch. It's annoying for me to watch.
No, yeah, because then she's in her confessional and she's like, did I text him first? Yes, you did. Like, that's entirely your fault. Like, he was never gonna go in there if you did not text him.
I don't know if this is me just being annoying or, like, pick me or whatever, but I am on the complete opposite side of what production has, like, tried to make us feel this season.
They like want us to like Dakota so bad, and I'm not understanding why. Like I feel like they're really trying to push us wanting them to be together, and I'm just very confused by that narrative.
I feel like they're trying to push us wanting to love Taylor and hate Whitney, and I'm literally on the complete opposite side of that. Everything that same thing with like Macy and Michaela and Layla and Miranda. Like I feel like it's like they want us to start to see Layla and Miranda as like low-key pot stirrers, and they want us to see Macy and Michaela as like these holier than thou, like the perfect, the good guy, like the protagonists, and I don't see it that way at all.
I don't either.
I actually think that Macy and Michaela are the worst bullies in the entire group. They are truly the epitome of Mormon mean girls, and they're not meeting those allegations for me.
And then we have Jason and Michaela with their marriage troubles. Here's my thing.
Yes.
She's actively pregnant. And that means it has not been that long since there has been an intimate moment between the two of you.
That's very true.
So I understand. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not married. But like, she's also pregnant. How often are you thinking you're going to get something? I don't know. I'm just very confused.
100%. I totally agree. I think it's really weird. And I think it, to me, goes to show like truly just how immature all of them are. I think that that Michaela and Jace are going to get divorced this year. That's the 2026 prediction that I have.
That makes me sad. I literally went and checked their Instagram today because I was like, how are they going to get past this if he's just going to be like this and he's not going to give her any grace for what she's been through? And I understand he's saying it's been years, but I'm like, that's not something you're going to get over in a day. That's not something you're going to move on from in a day. Also, you have 4 kids at this point.
That's what I'm saying. I was literally just saying that. You have 4 kids, so that's not act like
not acting like nothing's happening. Okay?
Right, of course. I mean, I do think that there's always the chance that these issues could be exaggerated for television.
Really?
Yes, just because of the fact that like if you didn't watch the show, you would like truly think that they were completely fine. But I also think that is like the guise of social media, is the fact that this happens all the time. We look at couples from the outside, we think they're perfect, we think nothing's going on, and then out of nowhere they're separated and it's like jaw dropping, you know? So I could say it could go either way.
The only thing I think that is like a little bit interesting is the fact that they are not in couples therapy. And I understand that she's just afraid, and that's what she's been saying this whole time. But I feel like everything would be a lot different in their marriage if they were in couples therapy. And I'm not, she's just like afraid, but I'm like, you gotta do it, girl. Like there's no alternative for this.
Right.
And I'm not really understanding how it's been like this many years.
I know.
We're not, like, you're in all of this therapy, like, let's just go ahead and try it.
No, I totally agree. It's like, I get that it's maybe not fun to...
And this is what Taylor and Macy are saying at the end of the episode.
Yeah. It's, I don't know, like, I'm happy that she, like, has people around her. I'm glad that she's talking about it.
I'm glad that she's talking about it because they were all like, I had no idea. Like, to me, you guys are perfect.
Something that I thought was so hilarious and, like, so telling of these women's maturity levels was when so obviously we know now, post Dancing with the Stars and whatever, that the women are friends with Whitney again. We know that. It was funny
except for Jen.
Watching this episode, except for Jen, whatever. Yeah. Not even, I can't even give her the time of day. Showing up that sick to an event is crazy.
Oh my god, yeah.
She was hacking up a lung everywhere. That was so gross. But watching Macy look Lana Del Rey in the face and going, oh yeah, Whitney's totally the villain, is crazy.
I was just so geeked.
Woman.
I was so geeked by Lana Del Rey even asking that stuff. I was like, this is so funny.
I know, and like granted she did ask like, is Whitney on the outs? But I just thought it was so funny. She's like, yeah, Whitney's totally the villain. Like any normal person would have just been like, yeah, like we're not doing great right now. Like she's not here. We're not really friends right now. But Macy, like, she's totally the villain.
Yeah. I was like
oh. That made me laugh.
Well, then they go,
like,
just wait till season 2. So that really put things in perspective for me. Because I was like, oh my god. Like they're going through all of this and season 2 hasn't even come out yet. Like that really, while they're filming season 4. So like I'm really messed up in the head by timeline for this. This is a little cuckoo for me. But Lana, it was so real. Like if I had the opportunity to do that, and be like, come sit side station and get all the tea, 100% would I be doing that. That made me laugh so hard.
Absolutely. And then we end the episode with Jordan dropping the most diabolical piece of tea, perhaps the entire season.
Say it.
He is telling Jesse that Dakota has told him that a family friend of Taylor's reached out to him in the midst of their breakup and then started flirting with him. And this is not just a family friend who's like a childhood friend of Taylor's growing up. This is like her mom's closest friend, like an aunt to her, hitting on her ex-boyfriend / baby daddy.
Yeah.
What is going on in the House of Commons?
Like, apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess, if we're swinging.
Period.
That's all I could think of. I was like, maybe she learned this from somewhere else. I don't know. But like,
absolutely, that's a great point. I didn't even think about that, but you're so right.
Like, maybe this was normal for her growing up. I don't know. But
totally.
So weird. Also, like, why is Jordan choosing now to share this? Like, did he just learn it? I forget. Like, he was just told?
No, I think he was sitting on that information.
He was sitting on this bad boy piece of information?
Yes, but then, like, he is obviously trying to like, fix things with Jesse, so I think he's like, well, I'm going to tell her this to prove that I can be loyal and that I'm, like, a good guy.
Okay. Spilling secrets to be loyal, but okay.
And you bring up a good point. But also, Dakota never would have told Taylor. So
No.
And I can go ahead and tell you, we're going to see the fallout of this scenario in the last few episodes and in the reunion. So buckle up.
What an episode. Truly great piece of cinema that we watched.
And you know what I really enjoyed was seeing them at an event that wasn't related to the show that they are filming. Like, I enjoyed just seeing
or just like a random
coach.
Influencer event. Like, they're like actually at like a real thing.
So we need more of that, because honestly, I've not really thought that this season was that great. I mean, the drama, of
this
course,
was like the best episode by far.
Agreed. I totally agree. I'm very excited next week to have Vanderpump and Salt Lake City back on our roster. I think we were gonna do our unhinged New Year's resolutions this episode, but maybe we can come up with them together when you're at my house on Wednesday, and then that'll be funny.
Yeah.
But Happy New Year, everyone. This is our last reality digest before the new year.
Happy New Year.
It's fun to think about the fact that this time next year we could be still doing this.
Yeah.
It's so fun. And hopefully we'll have more than 10 listeners.
Hey, I like our 10 listeners.
Me too. Loyal. We're grateful.
Grateful.
Anywho, Thursday, Fame Files about Brittany Murphy. The next week,
Nobu.
Friday, Nobu. Saturday, Spray Tan.
Just the connotation of how you said that just was like exactly like Khloe.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed. I'm gonna miss our girl Khloe on screen. We miss you, girl. I need her to have a spinoff, like Khloe and Courtney Take the Hamptons, but it's just Khloe.
It's just Khloe.
Girl, please credit us if you decide to use this idea.
Yeah, for real.
Anyways, peace and love to all.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Good night.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week for more pop culture chaos. The stories we cover are based on research and publicly available sources. While we strive for accuracy, some details may be disputed or unverified, and this episode is for entertainment and informational purposes only.